A former State Department official under President Obama, Wendy Sherman, is blaming President Trump in an op-ed for that U.S. embassy attack by Iranian-backed militia. Former State Department official Christian Whiton joins me now to discuss. The rationale, Christian, I'm sure you read the op-ed. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, clearly it's blaming the victim. It's blaming America first. This isn't that much of a surprise coming from a progressive like Wendy Sherman. As you point out, she was an Obama official. She was the key negotiator behind the worst deal ever negotiated, the Iran nuclear deal, which involved giving billions and billions to the mullahs in Tehran, putting a plane with more than $1 billion in currency, sending it to Iran in the middle of the night like you're paying off some drug lord, having the same effect, which is only to encourage the violence. Incidentally, Wendy Sherman, who would like to be Joe Biden's Secretary of State, also in a previous administration, the Clinton administration, organized what was previously the worst deal ever made, which was paying off North Korea hundreds of millions of dollars in energy assistance, easily monetized, to supposedly give up their nuclear weapons. And, of course, they didn't do that. So this is a woman who has paid off two regimes and brought them much closer to being nuclear powers. Really, she shouldn't be showing her face in public.
You know, Christian, what I don't get is when President Trump talked about bringing troops back from the Middle East, a lot of folks on the left became hawks, military hawks, all of a sudden. And then when he talks about, securing our embassy and fighting back, preventing a Benghazi, they say he's trying to start a war. I mean, it's, listen, I get the opposition, but at some point, pick a side.
Right. It's a lot of hypocrisy and a lot of crocodile tears. The Kurds, the poor Kurds. Donald Trump never actually promised them their own ethno-national state of creating a second Kurdistan in Syria. And yet, because he fulfilled a pledge to kill ISIS and then begin withdrawing our forces, or at least right-sizing the force we have in Syria and Iraq, he got a lot of criticism for that. So really, I mean, this is the problem, is that the left doesn't really have a coherent national security policy other than paying off our opponents, and just seems to have a policy of orange man bad. They're instinctively against Trump even when he does things that are good.
Are you surprised at how quickly the militia turned tail when we show some strength? I think maybe the calculus was that we were going to hunker down inside the embassy and not fight back at all, and hopefully that they would at some point disperse. But we showed a little bit of strength and they ran.
Charles, you're right, and that's what the Iranians are used to. They're used to America backing down, and we've done it under presidents of both parties, going back to when they really didn't pay a price for taking our diplomats hostage in '79, for blowing up the Marine barracks in Lebanon in '83, for taking U.S. officials hostage, torturing and killing some in Beirut in the 1980s, blowing up the Khobar Towers in the 90s, and killing a lot of Americans in Iraq. Iran has gotten away with a lot, and really Trump is the first president seriously to push back on them, and I think they were stunned, and actually they withdrew. I mean, I assume we had a lot of forces on the way to take care of business as necessary, but they frankly turned tail and ran just on the threat of that.
I want to ask you about a piece in the New York Times when they referred to the embassy attackers as mourners. It was a tweet, I think. They came under a lot of criticism because anyone who knows the area and understands what was going on there knew that this was an orchestrated attack planned by Iran and to deliberately upset America. But once again, they sort of portrayed these folks as mourners, as victims, and America is somehow the bad entity there.
Right. That's the New York Times, a quote-unquote newspaper that's just basically recycling Iranian propaganda. And this isn't just a one-off mistake. This is the same media organization, again, quote-unquote, that called al-Baghdadi, the leader of ISIS, whom we killed last year, they called him a, quote, austere religious scholar, unquote. That was the head of the premier terrorist jihadist organization in the world.
Yeah,
now they're doing the same about people who are attacking our embassy. It's really quite disappointing.
Happy New Year, Christian. Thank you very much.